Students, did you know that your teachers are here today because God commanded them to come? A command he thought was so important that he gave it soon after he gave the 10 Commandments. In Exodus 23:9, he told the people, his people, to have empathy. That means understanding with foreigners in their land. He told them that they knew how those people felt because they had been foreigners in Egypt and had found the ways, the language, and life itself difficult far from home. When this program first started, this church was on Greenville Avenue, and our supportive pastor was Dr. James Landis. I wasn't in on the organization. My place has always been in the classroom. But this is what I remember from those first years. We organized this group with Heights Baptist Church, then located on Beltline Road. Bobby Gant was our first director. Julie Abernathy and Mary Dixon from Heights were in roles of leadership. We met in our church and we taught one-on-one, one student to one teacher. What a wonderful way to teach ESL. Mainly we taught vocabulary, pronunciation, and conversation, but it was geared to that one student. But the goal then was the same as the goal now, to make and help a friend. The world has changed since then. We're closer. With cell phones and the internet, we teachers know more about the world, and our students know more about America before they come here. But then our students really needed to know about us. They needed to know our ways, our life. Very often they were lonely, missing friend, family, and country. With cell phones, Skype, and my students tell me they use WeChat and Car Talk, I'm not sure our students today are that cut off from home, but they still need to know about us. They like to know about our backgrounds, and they especially like to visit our homes. My one-on-one student 49 years ago was Hatsue Alai from Japan. She was just my age, the mother of 2 sweet little girls, and the wife of a medical doctor who was doing biology research at UTD. UTD was then a graduate school only. Hatsue's father had been in the government in Japan after World War II. Her husband's family was samurai. Hatsue was expected to walk several paces behind her husband, with me beside him when we walked together. Hatsue was expected to ride in the back seat, me in the front seat with her husband when we drove in the car together. Guess how long I let that happen? With one student, friendship came easily. From the moment I heard her sobbing in my bathroom when she visited my home on Waterview Drive, lonely, afraid, forced into international friends by a husband who wanted her to learn English while she lived in the U.S. And I took her into my arms and we cried together. We became soul friends. The Allies came to our church every Sunday that they were living in Texas. Hatsue loved the many voices in our choir. She loved to hear my husband Jim play the organ. She even allowed her 3-year-old to come to the little children's choir that I directed in our children's choir program. They made friends all over this church. They even learned to square dance at a party Jim and I gave them before they returned to Japan. Hatsue was amazed that I painted rooms, hung wallpaper, and refinished furniture. She said this was a remnant of American pioneer spirit. Our children loved each other. After class, we often visited each other's homes. Hatsue could make a soup with 1 can of creamed corn in 2 minutes that all the children loved. We worked together for 2 years. Before Hatsue returned to Japan, she gave me perhaps the greatest compliment of my life. She asked me to tell her about the Jesus that lighted my eyes every time I spoke of him. I did. The seed was planted. God only reaps the harvest of our efforts. Hatsue was one of the joys of my life experiences. I thank God for this gift of friendship. Is my story unique? No. You've been given this gift in International Friends last year, or maybe this year. Our stories continue in International Friends, and our roles as teachers continue here as servants to these sojourners. Our best attempts are underfaced with the servant attitude of Jesus Christ, who, even though he was the Son of God, he was God himself, set aside the privileges of his deity and helped others. Philippians 2.